Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Jared Poirier, and welcome to my movie review show where I talk about movies. On today's show, we're going to be doing something pretty different from what I've done in the past. This is a new type of segment that I am trying out. So this segment is going to be called Pitch Slap. I bring on an exciting guest from the realm of YouTube, and we're just going to go into a hypothetical film pitch. Basically, we're going to construct a pitch for a movie that we would like to see made. Whether it's an original idea, a sequel, or just smashing two universes together, that's what we're going to be talking about on Pitch Slap. And for this, the inaugural episode of Pitch Slap, damn, that word is hard to say. We have a very special guest, Mr. Ashley Peschel from the excellent YouTube channel, Peschel Talks. I'm probably still saying his name wrong. He might get at me for that, but here's my interview with Ashley. So yeah, Ash, I really want to thank you for coming on my channel to talk about our ideas that we were discussing for a pitch for the movie Deadpool 3. Obviously, this isn't something that is probably really going to happen. I don't know, Fox executives, if you guys are out there, maybe hear us out here. Maybe some of these ideas are a little crazy, but maybe some of them we can work with. First of all, Ash, I just want to get you to talk a little bit about your channel. Just give yourself a quick little shout out here and just introduce yourself quick.
Sure. Well, my name's Ash. I run a channel called Peschel Talks, and on my channel I review movies, TV shows, books, and mostly geek stuff. I live in the island of Malta, which is in the middle of a little very small island in the middle of the Mediterranean. So yeah, my channel is called Peschel Talks. You can find it on YouTube. My name is really strange, so it's quite easy to find. And yeah, I do videos, 2-3 videos every week and that.
All right, awesome. That's more than I do. So yeah, man, basically I just wanted to have you on the channel real quick and talk about some of our ideas that we were discussing for a hypothetical Deadpool 3. The first topic that I wanted to bring up, something that was a big kind of point for me that I really would like to see in Deadpool 3. At this point, I'm kind of sick of the idea of Deadpool as like a hero. To me, with the knowledge from the comic books that I've read about Deadpool, he's more of like an anti-hero, and he's actually more interesting as a villain. So I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on that. What about the idea of turning this franchise on its head a little bit and giving people Deadpool as a villain?
Yeah, well, as we discussed off camera, yeah, I totally believe that. Like most of the comics that I've read, Deadpool's always a loner. He doesn't do anything heroic. His motivation is usually money or how to become famous or how to become loved. But even when he wants to become loved, he doesn't want to be a hero. He never succeeds in the comics. He always tries something and then it backfires. Sort of like in the film when he's trying to be a hero, but then he shoots the guy and kills him.
Right.
In the comics, does that all the time. So he's never actually a pure hero.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's that Fox went this, but you can understand why they did it because they wanted to hit the whole superhero mark. But yeah. As you've read from the comics, that Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, Deadpool kills Ology. Yeah, he's one of the hardest characters to kill. He's near enough unkillable, and if he puts his mind there, he can take out any superhero in the Marvel Universe. So they've never touched on that. They've always made him like a joke, but even in the comics, he's always seen as a joke, but he's really, really dangerous, and smart as hell, even though he comes off crazy, but he's really smart.
Yeah. Yeah, man, absolutely. So yeah, I think another thing that you had brought up when we were discussing that is just that like fans might be a little bit upset when they're coming to see a Deadpool movie and all of a sudden, oh, he's a villain now. Like a lot of people like Deadpool and they don't want to see him as a villain, right? So yeah, what do you kind of think about that idea? Like how the fans are going to respond here?
I reckon the newer fans would definitely be shocked.
Mm-hmm.
But pure people who I've talked to and who are fans of the comics and all that, they would accept it because it's something that happens. Originally in some of the comics he was a villain first before he actually became an anti-hero. He was a pure bad guy, but then sort of like he was popular. As everything happens when a popular character,
Hmm.
they say let's make it more friendly and all that. But in the original, he was a villain, but then they changed it all around.
Yeah, it even
So
goes for like slasher films now that like Freddy
yeah,
Krueger, he's kind of a hero. Like what?
yeah,
So
yeah.
strange.
It happens as soon as they become popular.
Yeah,
Let's put a charm on them. Let's make Funko Pop and stuff like that.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
family
Pretty
friendly.
crazy.
So yeah, I think the newer fans would find it like they'll be like, "Whoa, how are they doing this?" But
Hmm.
as we said, this is something that we're just making up. It's a good idea. It's a fun idea. It's always fun to like invent these sort of
Right.
scenarios where we the directors and let's do this if we had an unlimited budget and all that.
But
So
again, no, I'm not saying unlimited, man. We can even put a number on this. Like, I want this to
that's good.
be a pretty
Three hundred
interesting
million.
proposal. Yeah, it's so expensive for the dinosaur part, but we'll get into that later. We're gonna need some money for the dinosaurs, but we'll get into
Yeah.
that. Yeah, another thing that I really wanted to touch on here, another idea that I kind of had as I've been reading some comics and developing this script a little bit, and that's the idea of having a lot of time travel in Deadpool 3. So, with
Yeah.
Deadpool 2, you kind of introduced the idea of time travel, and it was particularly kind of emphasized near the end. They did develop it a bit and go into it. But for a movie where you have Cable, who's all about traveling through time, and even in the X-Men universe, which people always forget, Deadpool is in the X-Men universe, we have time travel. Like Days of Future Past is a time travel movie. So, I just think that maybe you can utilize time travel a little bit more and kind of draw a little bit more ideas out of introducing time travel in this universe. So, what do you kind of think about that?
Yeah. No, definitely. I think they even pointed it out in the Deadpool movie when they said Cable can only do time travel twice. And in fact, Deadpool turned to the camera and said, "That's just lazy writing." It's obviously got
Yeah,
the
yeah, 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 yeah. I can only do
it's
it
got this
twice. Yeah.
you got this potential, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just use it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, when you're doing a time travel movie, it's always complicated because you always have to think ripple effects. You always have to think that, But at the end of the day, this is just a bit of fun,
Yeah.
and you can make a fun thing. And as we were thinking, the idea, which you'll probably point out later, that there's other people going down and rain, fixing what Deadpool does.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's a way to combat the ripple
Yes.
effects and things like that. So there is a way to do it.
Yeah, so that explains the time travel pretty well. Another aspect that I really wanted to discuss is the X-Men killing. So in this movie, I want to have some X-Men getting killed. Again, drawing inspiration from this comic right here. We have
Yeah.
Deadpool killing everybody in the Marvel Universe. Of course, we can't do that. Fox doesn't have the rights to Iron
For now.
Man. He doesn't, have the rights to Spider-Man, this guy. But we can kill some X-Men. And to me, I
Yeah.
think this is the perfect time to kill some X-Men because that
Yes.
franchise is getting sold very, very soon. That's going to be going over into Disney. And also, this is our last chance, to me, Deadpool 3, if it does get made, is our last chance for like a
I,
raunchy, violent Deadpool movie. So I'm saying just go for it. And let's have Deadpool killing some X-Men. It might be a bit controversial, but what do you think about that?
no, I think the idea is great. As we said, the one issue I had, which we were talking about, is what would make him do this. But you touched that on in a few moments.
Yep.
However, that would be cool because you would see Deadpool. As we said, Deadpool is smart. He's unkillable. Yeah, so he's unkillable. So it would be perfect for him to take on the other X-Men characters, and you could do some really really epic deaths. Like really good fights, and obviously they'd all charge at him, and he'd just
Yeah.
like take
How
them
should he
out.
kill Wolverine?
I wouldn't want Wolverine. I can't remember how he killed Wolverine in the comics. Did he kill Wolverine?
He
I
does. He
can't remember.
does. He does.
I can't remember it.
Oh,
Oh,
it's in here. Keep talking and I'll look
this,
for it.
no, but the other ones it'd be quite easy. I think any big character. I think he had some. He managed to make a shrink. I remember one and kill the Hulk by shrinking him and just stepping on him. And there was
Yeah.
other things like that.
He just cuts his head
So,
off.
all right.
You see that?
Well, that's cool. Uh huh.
Stabs
That's
him
cool.
stabs him in the chest and cuts his head off. One idea I had that was like way too dumb is that he could like
Yeah.
kill him in the meat factory and then put him into chimichangas and eat it, but that's too dumb. Even I
Yeah,
know.
that's
Even
kind.
that's too dumb. uh, but yeah, man, I was actually so here's kind of where I'm at right now. So I think that he could travel back to the X-Men of like the first X-Men movie, right? The one that I believe it came out in 2000, the first X-Men movie. Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman, like
Yeah,
getting
the one that
introduced.
the Statue of Liberty, the original. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that Deadpool just shows up in that movie, and I'm not sure if you're gonna have those same actors in there, maybe like de-age them a bit. You only really need them for like this part of the movie, though, right? Like
Yeah.
you can pay Halle Berry a few million, she'll come in and do a few scenes, get killed, right?
Yeah.
And
He's
then
okay
she
with
is
that.
on her way. She might be cool with that, right? So I would
He
hope
does.
so. Anyway, so that's what I was kind of thinking. And then yeah, you don't want to kill Professor Xavier. I mean, that's way too heavy. Don't be killing
Yeah, he gets
Professor
killed.
Xavier right away. So I'm saying that like he comes, he kills some X-Men, and then you have Professor Xavier and a few other X-Men end up escaping. You know, maybe Negasonic Teenage Warhead because she's the one that gave Deadpool the time travel powers in the first place. I think so, right? At the end of
Yeah.
Deadpool 2. Yeah, so it could be her or maybe even like Kitty Pryde who inexplicably has time travel powers in Days of Future Past. That's like
Yeah.
okay, whatever. Sure, she has that, I guess. But yeah, some type of mechanism for that. And then I was thinking it would be, and now we get to talk about the dinosaurs. So, what does Deadpool
Yeah.
do? Now you were saying in Deadpool 2 we didn't explore time travel. So, what
Yeah.
if Deadpool has absolute, like, total, you know, lack of morals. He can do anything that he wants, and he has unlimited time travel power. Well, what's he gonna do? Maybe he like goes back and meets and ends up like accidentally killing some historical figures. Like he meets Henry VIII and accidentally kills him, or meets Napoleon. He's just like messing the
Right.
timeline up, right? A lot of crazy stuff. Some of these ideas are nuts. I'll admit it, but
Yeah, I mean,
anyways,
he's having fun.
he's
He's having
having
fun.
fun. But one thing that I'm insisting on, we got to have a part where he goes back in time to when there's dinosaurs, gets a dinosaur,
Right.
brings it to the modern day, and kills a whole bunch of people with the dinosaur. The dinosaur, yeah, you can bring the dinosaur to LA and he is just devouring people. So that's when
Yeah.
Cable has to come in and stop him. So do you need to rein me in here or keep going with the crazy ideas? What do you
No,
think?
I think it's hilarious because basically, as we said, if this film would ever be, it would be like batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Like as we said, it'd probably be the final film that Fox would do. So
Mm-hmm.
just go out and just give it full reins and just go crazy and have
Mm-hmm.
fun. And as we didn't mention this, but people are probably saying, why would Deadpool do this? We were saying obviously he would be
Right. Thank
his
you.
mind.
Let's discuss
Yeah,
that a bit. Mm-hmm.
yeah, we were saying that his mind would be manipulated, that he becomes a bad guy, and that's why he'd be going on this killing spree. I think who was the character who was going to do it? Oh, I forgot. You mentioned it this morning.
Mysterio.
Uh,
Mysterio.
Mysterio. Yeah, so basically Mysterio messes with his head, and that's why he's going on this killing spree and not trying to find
Yeah.
Vanessa. And
And
he's just doing.
and that point was an idea. I actually have to credit Colin on that. Colin Horton. I was talking to him about this as well, and he actually drew a little bit of inspiration from this comic right here. So in this comic, you actually have. Oh man, it's such a spoiler for this comic. Oh well.
Or turn off.
Mysterio. No, no, how can we do this? Mysterio gets inside Wolverine's head and he makes him do some bad stuff. So, so yeah, so something similar in this movie.
And
Yeah. And then I'm thinking you have Cable come in there just to kind of wrap it up. Cable comes in there. You think Cable's gonna save the day maybe because in the comics he's like always protecting anybody who's like traveling through time. He's like making sure everything is where it should be, right? Am I kind of wrong about that? Is that just a couple of comics that he does that? Okay.
yeah,
So yeah, and then Deadpool can just kind of kill him off really quick. That's just like another victim of Deadpool killing a whole bunch of X-Men in this. And then yeah, I do kind of want it to be ultimately Professor X and yeah, Kitty Pryde, maybe even get X-23 in there potentially. yeah, they travel through time and end up stopping Deadpool. You can even have Negasonic Teenage Warhead in there as well, because she's the one, as we mentioned earlier, who had enabled Deadpool to have that time travel powers. So kind of a funny thing that I thought of today was like, what if she can track him down because like he forgot to clear his search history or something, right?
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, kind of have like a funny line there, right?
And of course, then it would lead into the ending, which I really found hilarious.
Yeah, so go into that. Go ahead, go into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did want to touch on the ending a little bit just before we go. So yeah, I'll let you take that. What were we kind of thinking ending wise here?
Yeah, so what we thought is we finally got Deadpool and the X-Men. They stopped him, they cleared his mind from Mysterio. And then Deadpool obviously goes, takes out Mysterio, and he's sort of a hero. However, he feels guilty for what he's done. Even though the X-Men have arranged a lot of the stuff that he's done, he still feels guilty. And then we get Professor X reading his mind, and he finds out his worst, a fate that would be worse than death. You said that it would be best if Xavier reads his mind. I would say that he could say it, but
Right.
your idea
Yeah.
was better. So basically,
You had some good ones too, my man.
Yeah, so they basically what they do, they sew his mouth shut as they did in Wolverine Origins,
Yeah.
and they just basically put him in a tomb on ice and just leave him for 1,000 years, and then he'll wake up in the year 3000 something,
Right.
and then somehow mouth will become open and he'll become again.
He can put on his normal costume again. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, definitely. And that was one thing I was like, you want to be able to punish Deadpool, but they're not gonna like totally defeat him or kill him or something like that. And I was like, well, what would be like the worst punishment for Deadpool? And then I'm like, if you make him that Deadpool from X-Men Origins Wolverine and cover him in the stupid like makeup and sew his mouth shut and stuff, like it's just gonna be, as you said, a punishment worse than death.
Yeah, then just lock him up somewhere where he can't be released for 1,000 years. In fact, he'll be forgotten. No one would know who Deadpool is.
Right, and then obviously by that point, Mysterio's spell has worn off, and you have a chance of maybe, who knows, like then you can do the next movie can be like a Deadpool in the future movie or something like that.
Yeah, there are comics with Deadpool in the future, so yeah, they could draw on that. So
yeah, man, that'd be cool. Yeah, that would be like a Deadpool 2099 or something.
Yeah, that.
So yeah, man, that pretty much wraps it up. I think we pretty much touched on everything that we needed to, and I really appreciate you coming on, Ash. Honestly, like this was amazing, and you had quite a wealth of knowledge on Deadpool for me, and just helped me so much with the ideas for this pitch. And we're just gonna get this script written, and we're gonna get it out to those Fox executives, and we'll get this Deadpool 3 movie made. Okay?
Yeah, cool. Brilliant. And I just want to say thanks to you for inviting me. This was cool.
Of course, man.
But yeah, thanks a lot, and it's look forward to working with you again on something else.
Yeah, man, for sure. And while you've got the platform here, why don't you go ahead and let us know some type of content that you're going to be planning? Do you have any videos coming up, like anything for October that you're thinking of? Maybe some horror movie videos, anything like that?
Yeah, in October, right now I've already uploaded the Halloween, obviously in the lead up to the new Halloween movie. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. I also got, I'm going to try my first sort of podcast. I'm bringing a couple of friends who are Marvel experts. We're going to sit down on the couch. We're going to have a couple of whiskeys and just, just drink and talk.
Hey, what do you think's in my tea right now?
Yeah. Yeah, so that should be a laugh, and it's going to be something new because I like to try new things on the channel. I've been like, mostly I do, as I said, movie review that, but I'm trying something new to try and see what hits, what doesn't hit.
Yeah, man.
You got to try to be different. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I started doing these kind of interviews and incorporating this type of content, and I'm really glad that I did, man. It's easy to get into doing the same type of stuff all the time, but at the same time, you're going to get bored eventually with that, and you just got to like keep pushing yourself as a creator. And yeah, man, I'm excited to see what you end up doing with your channel. So keep the great content coming, and thank you again for coming on and sharing your expertise with us, my man. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time.